Okay, so look, you don't have to tweak it. If you're happy with the profile, you just go for that. I just wanted to show you how easy it is to tweak some of these profiles if you set it up correctly. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to create these side pods. Okay, and I'm only going to model half a car at a time, and that way I can just mirror the other half, so I only have to create a side pod on one side. So I'm going to do that now. What I'm going to do, if it's not already turned on, I'm going to make the origin visible. I'm just going to check that it's on the center there. Doesn't appear to be. Oh, yes, it is. Yep, there it is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an offset plane and I'm going to have it out. So just out here. Now our blocks are 60 mil wide, so I'm going to have that 30 mil out. So I'm going to actually draw my side pod on this plane, create a sketch, select the outside plane, not this one, and I'm actually going to draw this feature in. Okay. Sketch. This one here is a straight line, but I'm going to put a slight curve in it. So I'll have a 3-point arc, end point, put a slight arc in it. That one there looks like an arc as well. The 3-point arc I think is fantastic for this sort of thing. It does allow you just a little bit of freedom. Okay, this sort of comes out a little bit, so let's make it look like that. And we'll go there, just like that. And I'll just create a straight line from here to here. But of course I would like these two lines to flow. So what I'm going to do, press and select that one, press and hold Control, select the next one, and make those two tangent, just like that. Okay, once I've done that, I can stop my sketch, and you'll see that my sketch is actually drawn out from the edge there. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to extrude this sketch, and I'm going to extrude it back in, -30, and I don't want it to cut in. I'll just scroll down here. I want it to actually be a new body. Okay, just like that. Okay, I don't want to join it because that would merge it with my canister housing. I actually want to have a new body. That way I can do some tweaking with that. Hit OK. Fantastic. Now, what I don't like is it's sort of just, it's very blocky here. So I'm actually going to cut a section out from here. I'm going to cut two sections out. First of all, I'll create a sketch. Just create it on the back plane here. Just escape a couple of times. I'm going to come in with a rectangle, cut a patch out the top to make it a little bit lighter, and I'm going to do the same underneath here, just like that. Okay. I'm going to add some dimensions, so I'm going to project this piece of geometry, and I'm going to add a sketch dimension between these two. I don't know why I didn't do that. There to there, and it needs to be 3 mil in real life. Give it a little bit of extra material there. Let's make the bottom one a little bit thicker for the sake of it. Make 5 mil. So actually, I'll make that 3 mil, just like that. Make the bottom one 5. And while I'm at it, sketch dimension, sketch off the top, and I'll just round these up. Make that 7 mil. And I'll make that one 12 mil. Okay, just going to put a reference dimension in here. Okay, The reason I did that is there's a virtual cargo that goes in here if you're designing this for competition, and it needs to be 8 mil in height, and that's 9, so that's fantastic. So now what I've got is 2 sketches, and I'm going to cut it away from this bit here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this for starters. I'm going to call this side pod. Just like that. And I'm going to turn off my visibility on my canister housing, so I'm only going to affect this side pod. And I'm going to hit extrude, selecting both of these, and cut them through just like that. Okay. That doesn't look too bad for now. I'm going to bring in my canister housing, see how that starts to look. Yeah. Let's look at it from underneath. Yeah, you can see here, it doesn't look great. You can see here that it sort of goes off a bit. So what I'm going to do, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm going to tweak this shape now so it goes past this line. All right. So to do that, I'm going to go on my sketches, my canister splines, and I'm going to bring these down along here. Just like that. Sketch. And is that far enough? Let's have a look. Yeah, so now that's actually going in and merging with that body. Fantastic. Okay. Excellent. I'm going to do something similar with the rear pod here. I'm going to do it ever so slightly differently though. So let's do that. I'm going to create a sketch. I could select my outer face here, or I could turn on my plane that I previously selected or created, sorry. Select that one there, bring over my sketch palette, and I'm going to draw this side pod in. Oh, hit the wrong button, line. Create a arc, 3-point arc, out to the end there. Again, a 3-point arc here. Add that curve in, stop the sketch. And I'm going to extrude that in 30 mil. 20 minus 30. And again, I don't want to cut. I'm going to have it as a new body. Hit OK. So there it is, sitting in. Very blocky at the rear, which I don't like. I'm going to taper this in a second. What I'm going to do now, just go over to my bodies. I should see all 3 of them. So this is my side pod. Let's rename that and call that rear pod. Just like that. Now what I want to do is I want to bring these in. I want to taper that in a little bit. And I might even taper that one in as well. To do that, I'm going to create a sketch. First of all, what I'll do is I'll construct another offset plane. I'm just going to bring it up just so it's higher than my side pod. So there will be perfect. So that's just above that. There it is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a sketch on that. I'll just rotate this around. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to project this line. There, hit OK. Sketch and I'm going to create a 3-point arc from the end here. Look, this time I'm just going to go ever so slightly off. Or I could do it like that, couldn't I, if I really wanted to? Why not? I'm not designing this for racing. Right. And I can move that in a bit if I wanted to. But I'm going to move it a little bit past. I'm going to show you why in a minute. We hit stop sketch on that. So now what I've got is I've got sort of a side profile and a top profile of what I want my rear pod to be. And what I'm going to do, again, I'm just going to turn off the canister housing. I'm going to turn off my side pod, and I'm only going to work on my rear pod now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude that downwards. So it goes all the way through. The depth isn't important as long as it goes past. And I'm going to use the intercept tool. Okay, and all that'll do is it'll create a shape which is the middle part, or the part that those two shapes would actually intercept. Hit OK. All right. Now if I turn these back on, you can start to see now that I'm getting a fairly complicated look, just like that. In fact, that would be great if it moved up, wouldn't it? Maybe if it had an arc that went down that way, like that. Why don't we add that in? Okay, create another sketch on here. I'm going to turn off my bodies. I'm going to project the top curve. Okay, create a line coming down. Don't know how far. Just go past the midpoint so I can adjust it. Okay, there it is there. And I'm going to sketch a, oh look, I'll go for a 3-point arc. It seems to be my favorite today. And what do I go? I'll go that way. Just like that. Okay, stop the sketch. No, I didn't create those other ones, didn't project them. Okay. Let's go back in and modify that. Might just have to draw a line in for the sake of simplicity there. Yeah, perfect. All right. So what I'm going to do now is the same again. I'm going to extrude that shape. I'm going to extrude it back. I'm not going to cut it. I'm going to use the intercept tool. And you can see what it'll do. It'll just take off that bottom bit there and hit OK. Now I just want to turn on my canister housing. And you can see now it actually goes up into my canister housing, which is fantastic. Okay, turn on my side pod, so it looks like that. Brilliant. Excellent. All right. You know, I might tweak my side pods a little bit and then come back to this video. Okay, so what I've done is I've just added a little, see that little ramp I've added in, just so that it kicks the air up and over the wheels and it gets caught then by the rear pods. That's probably not the best shape if you know anything about aerodynamics. It'll probably come up, it'll probably separate. Well, it'll definitely separate, but it'll probably kick it a little bit too high, I think, to come over. I probably should have a little bit guided. That's the only change I've made. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in and add a heap of fillets, which you should be familiar with, and make this all rounded up. I'm going to do it with the canister housing off. I'm not going to touch these edges over here, and then I'll come back in a second. Okay, so what I've done now is I've just added some fillets. I'll just turn the canister housing off. You can see what I've done. I've just added some fillets around to soften the edges of my side and rear pod, and I think it has made it look a little bit better. Let's keep the general shape there. Put the canister housing in there. You can see that looks pretty good. Okay. Now I'm just going to leave that at that now. At the moment, there's still 3 separate bodies. I'm not going to join them just yet. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add the front support here. Well, actually, I'll just add the front wing in, and then I'll get to the point of actually merging these together, and then I'll be adding little fillets in to join the 3 bodies together a lot better. Okay, thank you.